Around 470 BC, in the heart of ancient Athens, a city rising in art, power, and ideas, a boy was born who would one day change how humanity thinks: Socrates. Socrates was the son of a stonemason and a midwife. Unlike the noble-born men of Athens, he grew up working class, building stones by hand, not palaces. But while others shaped marble, Socrates would learn to shape the mind. As he grew, Athens became the center of the world, home to Pericles, artists like Phidias, and playwrights like Sophocles. The city was powerful, proud, and obsessed with appearance. But Socrates began to see something hollow beneath the beauty. He walked barefoot, wore the same rough cloak every day, and spent hours in the agora, the city square, talking to anyone willing to listen. He asked questions that cut through pride and pretension. What is justice? What is virtue? What makes a good man? Rather than teaching answers, he used questions to expose contradictions. This approach, the Socratic Method, taught that truth wasn't inherited from authority, but discovered through reason. To think, one must first doubt. Many admired him, but others, especially politicians and sophists, found him dangerous. He made powerful men look foolish in public debates. Yet Socrates never sought power. He said, "I know that I know nothing," meaning wisdom begins with humility. In 404 BC, Athens fell to Sparta after a long, devastating war. The democracy was shaken, and blame filled the air. Socrates had once taught several men who later betrayed Athens, including Alcibiades and Critias, and this would be used against him. He was charged with corrupting the youth and impiety, disrespecting the gods. At his trial before 500 citizens, Socrates stood calmly. He did not beg for mercy or flatter the jury. He declared, "I will obey God rather than men," defending his right to question freely. The verdict was guilty. Offered a chance to propose his own punishment, Socrates, with calm irony, said he deserved free meals for life, the reward of an Olympic champion. Angered, the jury condemned him to death. In his prison cell, surrounded by friends like Plato and Crito, Socrates spoke of the soul's immortality. He said death was not to be feared. It was either a peaceful sleep or a new beginning for the soul. Then he drank the cup of hemlock poison. As the poison numbed his legs, he turned to Crito and said his final words: "Crito, we owe a cock to Asclepius. Pay the debt and do not forget." To him, death was the ultimate cure, a release from the body's limits. Socrates wrote nothing, yet his voice lived through his students, especially Plato, whose dialogues preserved his ideas. Through Plato came Aristotle, and through Aristotle, Alexander the Great, carrying his thought across the ancient world. Today, every question that begins with why carries a spark of Socrates. He conquered not with armies, but with questions. In 399 BC, Socrates was executed by the Athenian state. His death became the birth of Western philosophy, a reminder that truth can outlive any government or empire.